Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and some more Konflikt 47. We just now got the starter in the mail, so we're going to get this opened up for you guys and take a look at it. So it's not a super large box as far as like length and width are concerned, but it is fairly tall, so there's a ton of stuff packed in here. We're going to get this open up for you guys, and we'll just kind of go top to bottom once we get it open. We'll be right back. Alrighty guys, we got everything opened up, so we're going to start digging through this. Real quick too, anybody who wants to support the channel, take a look at the link in the top comment. Anything you pick up from Warlord there will actually help support us a little bit, so anybody who does that, appreciate you. But let's get in here. So we get a dice bag, so just plain black felt here. They do have like faction specific ones, kind of fancier ones from Warlord, although obviously a dice bag will do of any kind, but the faction specific ones are pretty cool, though I will say they're way overpriced. I don't know why Warlord wants as much as they do for those fancier bags, but anyway, we get one there. We get the Konflikt 47 rulebook, soft back there, so we'll dig that out in just a bit for you guys. Then we get a actual playmat here as well, so again, it's just kind of like poster material, but I think it is actually double-sided, so pretty cool stuff there. Like that more companies are kind of including one of those right off the bat. We get the typical like Warlord sort of like divider section here that kind of peels off from that. Now, unlike some of the ones in the past, they're not using it to like feature like some of the rule summaries or even like using the side flaps for like measuring tapes and stuff like that. So I guess we're not doing that anymore. We get some different bases in here, kind of the slightly redesigned ones. They have like a little bit more of a lip to them now from them, so some of the larger ones for the bigger Marines. Still using the same pin markers that they've always had, so nothing new there. So packed by Alexandria. So we get the Firefly and Stahltruppen figures there. So I think these are the unique ones for the box, so we'll get those open in a bit. Dice bag, so some regular dice, some order dice, and then some of the fancier new Rift dice. So good stuff there. The plastics here, so a lot of the OG Konflikt stuff is metal or metal resin, but they have really revamped the line with a lot of these new units and more stuff coming, so all plastic here. So these are the American jump troops with their jump packs. So let's do this. Let's actually slide that off the table real quick just so we can focus on the sprues individually. Get a little bit more focus there. So tons of bits on these, just the heads alone. They're way more than you get in the box. So a lot of cool options there. So you got different helmets, gas master, just breathing systems, bear heads, everything under the sun. So we got that. Got another sprue of those as well. So there's two there. Then we get into some of the Stahltruppen, big new sort of super heavy infantry for the Germans. Got some Panzerfaust there. These guys are essentially, you know, if you want an easy analogy, these are like Terminators as far as like 40K would be concerned. So just big, chunky, heavy infantry. Cool thing is they're basically like manhandling like AT weapons that normally would be like a weapons team in bolt action. Here they're just kind of like that's their major extra weapon basically, but all kinds of weapon options there that you can see, and again just big chunky troops, and again plastic, so definitely a fan of that. Second sprue of these as well. I think we get 6 in the box. Then separately we'll get this out of the box or out of the baggie here. So Germans get one of their little spider mech looking things, which I think we have here. And again, a lot of the original ones were like metal resin hybrid things, so it's cool that this is all plastic now, and hopefully Warlord will give us more new stuff, but also maybe go back and redo some of the old kits. So that's a bit of the German one. Oops, got more bases. So some regular ones, another of the larger ones. Bigger base for the spider mech, I believe. Another big one. The Americans get a big old walker. Maybe this is actually for the American walker, now that I think about it. So let's get that out of the way. So Americans get more stuff in the box, but more of the lighter troops, whereas the Germans, comparing, like, I guess, like the Americans get this pretty big mech, and the Germans kind of just get that little spider walker, but the Germans also get the heavier infantry, so I guess it does even out, although would have been cool to see something larger for the Germans as well. But they have their army-specific starters as well. So again, everything's looking pretty damn crisp here on the sprues for everything. So Warlord's done a really good job with all these new plastics and really just making the game their own. And if you already have some bolt action minis, you can definitely, I think, still use a lot of that in Konflikt as well. But obviously the draw for Konflikt is all the cool new stuff. Post-historical or post-World War II stuff that is in the game. All the sci-fi elements. And so even though that's a fairly sizable mech, still just 2 sprues, actually, sorry, 3 sprues, but still not all that complicated. So good stuff there. Oh, there is a little cockpit as well. Whoops, that's just flying all over. So we got that. Neat. They did throw in some terrain as well. And then finally, it's not just a rehash of the ancient like farmhouse ruins that they've still putting into the bolt action starters and stuff. So actually some newer stuff here. So got like some brick and plaster. Got some like tech elements in some of these, right? We can kind of see those little bits and pieces there. So this is a welcome addition, although these are all really, I guess if I had a critique on these, they're all just kind of like sections of walls and kind of like bits and pieces of buildings. No like actual like bigger line of sight blocking building or anything here. So, but this will do for like a lot of like little smaller terrain elements. But hopefully they'll redesign some other actual buildings with Konflikt 47 in mind, just to give us a little bit more. Obviously a lot of the World War II range for terrain can still be used, but again, it'd be nice to have some more new stuff like this with, again, some sci-fi elements built in. So we'll see what comes about as of that, but still there. Got a little bit more too. They give you like the pin marker sprue here, the template. Actually, there we go. That makes more sense. Template, so always welcome there. Of course, you can do different things for pin markers if you want. I think these were used for pin markers. Well, we got the red things for pin markers. Maybe for activations or something like that. But still says bolt action on there, of course. So yeah, there's repurposing that. What else we got? We got a little baggie here with some decals and stuff. So, and then some booklets here. So we got one on the Stahltruppen, so an assembly guide. It's cool. Gives you different options, so liking that. Some painted examples with the different weapons, so get a little booklet for that. Neat. Hey, free getting started guide. That's cool, free little download. Neat. The assembly guide for the Folishman. It seems kind of like we could have just had all the assembly stuff in like one book. Why go to the trouble of like getting separate things, like binding like for all the different units in here? But some cool painted examples of those. Yeah, I think we get a couple different weapon options as well. That's neat. Another one of those. So that's 2 booklets so far. Another booklet here, the American Walkers Assembly Guide. Yeah, so we're getting 4 assembly guides in the box set here. Again, cool that they're all separate, but on the other hand, seems like we could have just made one larger assembly guide. Yeah. Neat options, though. Some really cool details on this kit. I do feel like the American side is a little bit more exciting again, just because it's a bigger mech, right? Bigger toy in the box here. But again, the Germans do get their heavy infantry, and it's not like the Spider Walkers overly tiny, but yeah, the American one does feel like you're getting a little bit more there. And then the Firefly Squad. So booklet number 4 here. Some nice painted examples. Some of the other gear options. So there you have it, guys. That's everything in the Konflikt 47 starter. Eager to get into that. We're going to pause for just a second. We're going to just open up the package with the rulebook itself and just take a quick flip through for you guys. We'll have some other content coming soon for that as well. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys. So the rulebook itself, really cool. Like I said, they're really making this like their own now. So it's not just kind of like Bolt Action Plus, kind of like the first edition was. So it's lots of new stuff here and really just expanding the setting. Everything's full color. Again, we're just doing a quick flip through for you guys here. We'll have other videos diving into the rules, missions, etc. very soon for you guys. But yeah, really nice book. And also packed with like artwork and like cool like dioramas of the game itself, so very welcome. So yeah, if you're looking at trying something different, I mean the game's already been around, so if you've played Bolt Action, easy to get into, or if you played version 1, right, easy transition. But if you're tired of some of the other games that are out there with lots of minis and huge overlays and costs for getting started, or even just building a full army, the value for money is definitely really good stuff here with Warlord in general, but also Bolt Action and Konflikt. If you already have Bolt Action, again, you can kind of double up on some of your minis for a little bit as well, because I think there is, again, still some overlap with some of the actual World War II figs that you can use, and then some of the newer stuff out there as well. And then rules-wise, too, from everything we can tell so far, pretty tight system with some cool new mechanics now too, and again, not this perpetual imbalance that seems to exist with other games that are out there that have been around for a long time. So worth checking into, guys. We'll let you know as things develop for us too. We've had a couple unboxings recently for just some of the new stuff we picked up, and then, like I said, we're going to bring you guys some additional content, cover the new stuff in the rules, look at some of the scenarios, factions, etc. And then we're going to give you guys updates on what we're building for our Germans in this, and then hopefully some battle report action before too long as well. Let us know what you're most excited about with Konflikt 47, guys. Any questions, by all means, hit us up in the comments. And again, if you want to support the channel, hit us up in the link there in the top comment, and anything you pick up there from Warlord will help us out. Appreciate everything, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you down the road.